They look a little bit like your farrier from that angle. Welcome back. Today I want to talk about something that I think you're going to well, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to want to hear this. I want to talk about the most powerful tool that you can possess. And it's going to help you with your horsemanship like you wouldn't believe. It's really cool, very simple. And probably already there's lots of people thinking, geez, I sure would like to have that. I don't know what it is. Sounds good. I want it. Well, guess what? You already got it. In fact, everybody has it. It's your brain. That is the absolute most powerful tool that you can have. Well, it's actually a little bit more than your tool. It's your whole toolbox. And not unlike a toolbox, it has to be open in order to be much good to you so that you can get tools out when you need them, put new ones in it, stock it up so it's ready to go anytime you need the thing. That's a pretty handy toolbox. And, well, the reason I say it's the most powerful tool you got, well, it really is because, something I have alluded to many times in the past with my videos. I've talked about the importance of the mentality and how that is much more important than any of the methods and techniques you're going to use, which, don't get me wrong, those are pretty important too and can be darn helpful. But those are the other little tools you throw in the toolbox. But the big toolbox itself, well, that is your brain. And it's the most powerful thing you got. Because without the correct mentality, not much else works well. And I've talked about the importance of that mentality, and it determines pretty much absolutely how well everything is going to work, how you do everything. I mean, right from the very beginning, your mentality and your attitude towards the horse determines your relationship with the horse and how well that is going to work, how well you're going to be able to communicate with the horse, and things like that. Every single step of the way, everything that you do, how you do it is controlled by that mentality. It's controlled by your brain. You think your way through problems and think, well, how should I do this? And the importance of it is that by using your brain, you can determine how does the horse perceive this? And there's a couple of parts to that with absolutely everything that you do is you got to think of, first off, how does it make the horse feel? Is it making the horse uncomfortable to the point where it just wants to run away and really doesn't want anything to do with me? Or is it just making the horse think? Is it understood by the horse? These are things that you can only do in your mind. No tool, no method, no technique. None of that stuff will get you going in that direction. You got to use your head and figure it out because horses don't perceive things the way we do. They see, hear, smell, sense, everything. The brain works different than ours. Not much. I mean, there's a lot of traits we have in common with horses. There's a lot of similarities, and I use them as examples just to help you understand. But in fact, horses are very, very different. And you have to make sure, does that horse actually even understand what you want? You got to use your brain for that one. And like I said before, you got to understand, how is what I'm doing make the horse feel? Is it making it uncomfortable, or is it a happy education? Does it look forward to learning? I had one not long ago. I swear that horse just looked forward to coming into the arena with me every day and learning something new. I think that had something to do with the way I used my mind, because I engaged that horse in a way that he kind of enjoyed it. I didn't stress him out or anything else. He was a pretty easy guy to get along with too, which really helped. But I'm going to go back to, first I'm going to talk about a really good horseman from years gone by. He's not with us anymore. He passed away, I believe, in 03 or 08. I'm not sure the exact year. Doesn't really matter. But he was a man that was known for using his mind to solve problems. He was very empathetic towards horses. And when people at his clinics would ask him how to address a certain problem, his common answer was, it depends. And that's where the brain comes in, because it depends on you, your situation, and your horse. And each one of those three things can have an awful lot of variables. And the only way that you're going to put those ones together is with your mind. No tool, no technique, nothing's going to do it for you. The only way you can make any of those work is with your mind. And that's, again, as I say, that this is the most powerful tool you're going to ever have, and the most important one. You know, there's a bazillion other things that you could have and think you got figured out, and without that brain, none of them are going to work. I want to use another example. Is a few years ago I was working with a horse, and it had an interesting problem. And it wasn't much of a danger to the owner, but the horse had a problem that was definitely, potentially a danger to itself. And the owner had already spent a considerable amount of money on vet care and such for the horse. The last thing we needed was that horse getting itself hurt because of this problem. And the problem was something I'd never heard of before, I'd never seen before. It wasn't anything I was familiar with. It wasn't anything I'd read in a book or ever seen in a video. And, well, I'm pretty sure no matter how much reading and watching I did, I probably still wouldn't have come across it. So I engaged my brain, and I started thinking about how I was going to deal with this problem. I took some of the basic principles that I knew worked and figured out how to apply them. And within a matter of about 10 or 15 minutes, we actually had the problem solved. It wasn't in any book, wasn't in any video. I had to use my brain to come up with that one. But it's something that you could do too. I'm not using that example to brag on me, saying, hey, look at me, I solved a problem that nobody else could tell me about. No, it was just a simple, I mean, there's lots of those situations, and that's why I say, going back to that guy that said, it depends. Well, that's where using your brain, there's a good chance that you are going to come up with the answer to your problem. You are going to have the solution to your problem that nobody else can give you. One of the things that really bothers me is when somebody asks over the internet for my help. Now, it's not that I don't want to help. You got to understand this. I wish I could help everybody, but the truth of the matter is I simply can't. Not that I don't want to. I can't. There's just way too many variables that, even if you wrote me a book describing you, your horse, your situation, and everything else, I'm sure there's something that's going to matter that you're going to end up leaving out of that book. And, well, the amount of time it would take me to read that whole book and then write another book to try and help you with your problem, I'm sorry, I can't help you. I'm not there. And that's why this guy said, it depends. It depends on you. It depends on your situation. It depends on your horse. And only you can answer those questions, because you know your situation, your horse, and you far better than anybody. So who's the best one to come up with the answer to your problem? You. Use your brain. It's the most powerful tool you're ever going to have. Have a good day.